Today I'm experimenting with creating a raven jar. It's Papier Mache time. Hi and welcome. This is Rozani. Here are the supplies, and of course I'm using liquid starch as well as black tissue paper. This is a study which will help me to understand what works best for this type of project. And you see that I have already sculpted this rough little papier-mâché raven. And I used liquid starch and a paper napkin to just apply it on there. And some of it was pulp and some of it was just pressed paper. And now I'm going to layer the black on top of it. And I do have to work delicately with this paper because it tears quite easily. But I enjoy using the tissue paper. This tail feather has overextended the jar. Eventually, it will need to be placed on top of a pedestal. But for now, I'll keep going by continuing to add the tissue paper and covering the entire surface. I always have works in progress because it helps me to learn more about different topics, different subject matter, and to explore different techniques and see which ones work best. And then I can pass these techniques on to you. This would make a great theme for Halloween. Let me know what you think. Yep, fall is right around the corner and I can't wait for cooler temperatures. Meanwhile, I might as well begin working towards my Halloween projects. And this has been one of those fun experiments, and I'm learning so much with this study. Let's keep going. I'm keeping it pretty basic for the purposes of this demonstration. And I'm hoping that this gives you an idea of how to work with the tissue paper over the textured paper napkin and liquid starch. But I do find that adding tissue or even paper on top of this rough surface will smooth it out. And you could still see some of the texture, but it won't be as rough. I welcome your comments on this topic below, and let me know if you've ever worked on something similar. So if you'd like to put aside one or two of your jars or even more, think about working on these types of projects because they make great little containers. Now you can keep the lids or you can use them without the lids. It just depends on what you want to do because you can fill them with treats or even foliage or whatever you want. And they make great centerpieces or even party favors. Imagine the possibilities. Let's keep going. We're nearly finished with this experiment in papier mache. But just remember that if it starts getting too soggy, you do need to set it aside. And this jar will need to be elevated because of the tail. And you could put it in front of a fan or in front of a window. But here you have it. So now you've seen my little raven sculpture study on this jar. And I hope that you'll give this a try because, of course, you can sculpt all kinds of things. But mainly, take your time to experiment and get the feel of it. So start with these first layers and then you could go back and adjust it, which is what I'll be doing. So here I'm going to place it on a little pedestal to dry right in front of the window. Thanks for being here with me and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.